Welcome to Dead Rail Trains. Got a new item for the layout. Ordered this online from eBay. It looked in really, really good condition. Came from a pretty famous dealer. So let's take a look. This is for our, I have a engine servicing area, and it's got a water tower, and it's got a coaling tower, but it didn't have anything for diesels. So here we go. It's one of the best packed or boxed eBay purchases I've done. Like I said, this is a pretty famous well, being that they put this in here, I'll give them a shout out. It's from Henning's Trains. I don't know if I bought from them before, but well, we'll take a look. Newspaper, which I did not think was necessary, but at least it ain't peanuts. All right, this is the operating fueling station, which also comes with sanding towers. So I get to take that gets taken care of too. So this is the fueling station, and it's automated. And I got to cut the box open. Hopefully this will run on DC. Box. There's a person in there. Oh, okay. And that comes off. Makes it easy. All right, let's get in close here. All right, so here it is. The deal is that there's a little guy that comes and fuels up the diesel engines, and this is where the sanding tower goes. And it's got a can motor, which makes me think I'm going to be able to run this on DC just fine. Sealed up on the bottom. No signs of corrosion or rust. That's good. Here's little fueling man in his little fueling uniform. There's a bag. Bag's open, but I know he had the parts out for for photographs for eBay. So it's got a lock on, a button. Yeah, this should run on a button, not a switch, and the little wires. But I'm going to hook this into my bus. The usual instructions. All right, well, might as well put it together. All right, the little man goes on, on the spike. All right, so get him on the spike. Come on, buddy, get down on there. I think that'll do just fine. We got to put the windows in. Well, that window don't go there. Side window. I guess if you weren't paying attention, you'd put them upside down, but they're made like this so that they shed water. All right, that's good. Okay, this is the sanding, which gets a hose. So we can, that's going to go here. And then, okay, it says diesel sand. I don't know what the difference between diesel sand and coal-fired steam sand is, but this is going to be sand for both. My steam engines and my diesel engines. And then here's the roof. Cool. All right. Let's get this on the bench for testing and hooked up. Be right back. Okay, so bench testing did not go well at all. It started binding right away, and then the motor was running. Nothing was happening, so I assumed there was a clutch or a belt or something. So I took it apart. Let's take a closer look. Ugh. All right, and basically the bottom comes off. I take the bottom off by bending these little tabs. And in there's a bunch of mechanisms. The motor just spins around and around and then pushes this over, pushes the little band back and forth, pushes the fueling hose over. And that's pretty much it. But when I opened it up, first off, this terminal was loose. The little terminal was loose, so I had to restake that. I found this loose. Whatever. This was loose, and it was because the little peg had broken off. This peg holds the building down, but there's three other pegs, a total of 4. So the building was being held down pretty good. Not necessary. This was floating around too. I think that went on here, but it's just not necessary. Because if you put it on too tight, it'll bind this against the top. So anyway, I staked that, lubed everything underneath here, and being a responsible person, I took the motor and gearbox out, opened up the gearbox, put fresh lube in there, so that's running. And while I was in there, I put a bunch of disc capacitors on the motor. Put some disc capacitors on the motor to get the noise down. You know, the radiant noise, because it bothers my servo turnout controllers. So I don't know if this one would have done that or not, but I put them on anyway while I was in there. So yeah, this gets lubed up this side, so everything is running free. Let's show you how it's supposed to work. There's a ground. Well, first, they have a light in here, and the light just, that goes on its own power supply, so that is on all the time. And then the button controls this one, and the little man comes out. Whee! It just runs endlessly, so I guess you gotta stop there, give it a minute for it in the fuel, and then when he's done, he can go back into the shed again. All right. Now it's running good. Let's get it on the layout. Okay, so here we are on the layout. I put it in the engine service area because my engines leave the roundhouse. They come on over here. They get their fuel, their sand, their water, and their coal over here in this area. So let's bring in a train. All right, engine comes in, guy comes out, fuels him up, gives him sand, he's ready to go. And this happens to have a calf, so let's get him done too. Fueled up, sand. Thanks so much for watching. Have fun. See you later. Bye.